Hello, trading is closed on October 5th, 2016. My last call said this low should hold and that the rally was coming. That happened. We said that the odds were high, this high would be overtaken. It was. I also said that this consolidation could last until the election. I'm going to withdraw that. I just made a mistake. If this is A and this is B and C is coming, if it isn't over now, and we'll talk about that, it'll probably end within a few days, after which we should start a pretty big drop. Well, the only real signal we had from MEJT was an ultimate buy and ultimate sell in the same pattern. It usually leads to wishy-washy sideways trade, which is what we have. We have a gap up, a series of new highs. Couldn't hold on to any of them. It's a negative pattern unless we invalidate it by promptly gapping up and taking out this high. But note that we did rally over all these lows, which means this drop couldn't make these lows hold, even though it had plenty of time to reject them. It kind of implies to me that even though lower prices should print tomorrow, I still think higher prices are coming before the party's over. Let's look at some other stuff. One reason is here we had an early bar 13 of a sequential buy signal. Here we got bar 13 for keeps. No fudging, a real bar 13. This is under the close of 8. Now, it doesn't mean we have to rally immediately. And if it fails in grand style. In fact, if we do gap down and start moving sharply lower tomorrow, I think the next stopping point is 21.36. Pretty much on the nose. But this is a buy signal. What I think is going on here is this. Here was B. I think it's easy to count 5 waves up with an ending diagonal triangle. Although I can't tell what degree these waves are, I'm assuming it's A of an ABC for blue C. The pattern is negative, but all we really have to drop is down to the origin of this ending diagonal triangle, which is around 21.56. Also, if this is an ABC dropping, if that's A, with a Fibonacci retracement, and if C is equal to A, you still get about the same number right here, about 21.56. So even though I think lower prices should print tomorrow, we can argue for them stopping at 21.36. It's not the one I want. Now, how high should we go? Well, if I'm right about the count, and that's an A, and that's a B, and that's a C, and if blue A is equal to blue B, and if it's equal not just in price but in time, then on Monday we should top out about 21.78. And that would mean blue wave 2 would correct almost all of blue wave 1. If this is the end of wave A, and if wave C equals wave A, and that's the correct ending point, we can project the price target. If that's A, and it ends the same place, what number do we get? We get around 21.58, which I guess is close to our 21.56. There's probably some way to finagle things with the count to make them equal. If we drop to about 2156, it would likely trigger, if we will stay there long enough, bar 13 of a buy signal for a sequential buy signal on the 78-minute chart. That would give us buys on the 78-minute chart and on the 65-minute chart. If the rally comes and it's weak, it shouldn't go past the TDST line, which is in the upper 2170s. In fact, this is around 2177, which is resistance just shy of our 2178 target. It's all speculating somewhat, I know, but there's no harm in speculating. So, I think we've completed 5 waves up. If it's the end of wave C, which would make this look kind of strange, but it's not impossible, I have a price target of 2136. If instead we correct slightly for B of C, I have support around 2156 and the price target of around 2178 Monday. As always, things could change, but that's somewhat of a roadmap for what could lie ahead of us. Further on down the road, the one thing that was missing from the call for a top was deterioration of breadth. We certainly have that now. And my thinking earlier that we would have this consolidation last a few weeks, I think is a mistake. I think it'll probably end within a few days. And that's today's call.